Welcome to Salt and Light Movement. Today we're going to talk about being present, oftentimes referred to as mindfulness. And I just want you to know that this is something that has taken me decades to figure out, and it's a continued practice for me. Futuristic is my number one strength. If you know me well, dreaming is something that I love to do. You can come to me with an idea, and I will make it happen within 5 minutes. So being present is not something that I'm good at, except for that's where God is in the stillness. Be still and know that I am God is such a verse that speaks to my heart. And the fact that that's where God shows up. God shows up in the present moment. God is here in front of us all the time. And we are so busy running, doing, washing the dishes, folding laundry, which are all things that need to get done. But oftentimes I find myself while I'm living a dream dreaming about something else. And so, what I mean by that is, I prayed for my entire childhood that I would have kids. And now I have kids. That dream and prayer is answered. And all I can think about is when they're teenagers and they can take care of themselves, and I don't have to change diapers and make snacks anymore. But it has definitely been made clear to me with my friends that have teenagers that the problems just change or the busyness just changes. And I hope now I'm calling myself and you to cultivate a time of being present with the prayers that you have that are answered today. So now I am trying to be present in the snacks and the diaper changes, no matter how gross or how consistent and continuous all of these things continue to happen, where I have kids pulling on me, and stopping and being present with them and looking at them and saying, how can I help you? And seeing God in those answered prayers and coming with a space of gratitude. I remember when I was in Peace Corps, which is such a futuristic culture where our prayer has been answered. We got to travel across an ocean to help people, but when we got together, we oftentimes spent all of our time talking about what we were going to do after Peace Corps. Or when I lived in Qatar, it's such a transient community. We'd always talk about how long we're staying, when we're going to go somewhere else, and all the problems with the place that we were at, instead of being remembering that this was a prayer that was answered. We prayed to leave our homeland and go to another country and teach. We prayed to go to another country and volunteer and help somebody else. And in these moments, rarely were people just being present in that moment, being present and showing up with gratitude that a prayer was answered. And so I'm calling all of us. This is not just a message to you, but is a message to me as well, that we can be still and know that He is God. Being still in the answered prayers. Dig through your life and see where things are happening that you prayed for in the past. Things that are happening today, not things that will happen tomorrow because you don't know what tomorrow has, but things that are happening today that you prayed for in the past. And then showing up with gratitude and knowing He is God. He answers our prayers. It's just so often we get wrapped up in the busyness of our society that being still is not something that we do. Even when we go to bed at night, it's hard for us to be still and just sleep. Our brains are racing so much that we can't sleep. And then we can't connect with God because when we're praying, we're continuing to rotate faster and faster. So, more than mindfulness, thinking of it as this be present and it's something that you're going to do someday, like really stop, press pause on your life and be present today. Get a journal, write down everything that is going, your kids, your husband, your house, your car, and it doesn't even have to be materialistic things, that your parents are still living, or things that you have prayed for that today are happening. And then just closing your eyes, feeling that gratitude, and knowing that He's God, that He does answer prayers, that there is hope in today. And that's what stillness gives us. It gives us that moment to connect with God, but it also gives us hope to know that even in the hard, He's still going to be there, and He has answered some of your prayers, and He will continue to answer some of your prayers. Will He not answer some of your prayers? Yes. But look at the prayers He has answered. Be still and know that He is God. And if you're at a space where you can't see answered prayers, I call you to take off your shoes, go outside, and be in nature, because God is everywhere in nature. Just the ecosystems that all build on each other, and seeing His amazingness and His divine design within nature is just such an easy place to set your phone to the side and be present with God. Even just like lifting your arms, bringing your forehead to the sky, and feeling the sunshine. And yes, I recognize that some of you are living in the cold weather of the north, wherever that may be, and it might be 4 degrees outside, and it's been cloudy for a month, and you cannot see or feel why God would make it that cold. I grew up in Minnesota, so I totally get it. But put on your snow boots and a really warm jacket and go sledding down a hill. Or step out onto your step and just inhale and exhale Jesus 5 times. But be mindful, be present, and be still and know He's God, because He is so there in the present moment, and we are moving all the time. And I know I'm repeating myself at this point, but I found when I'm teaching people meditation and stillness, the repetition of reminding people, wait a second, we are constantly in motion. And I don't even think you realize how in motion you are, and that you can't, in your mind, you can't go to bed with dirty dishes in the sink, or you can't have the messy floor anymore. And you can get those things done. I'm not saying that you can't do those things, but if you're feeling frazzled and being angry with the prayers that you asked for, if it's your husband that you prayed for and he's there in front of you and you begin to get angry with him instead of showing up and seeing him with gratitude, maybe it's a reminder to be still. Be still and know that He is God. I do not show up like this for my husband, but I'm calling myself and everyone listening to this to do this in their marriage. I prayed and prayed for my husband, and he is awesome. My husband is one of the coolest people on the planet. And you can ask anybody that has met him that he is one of the most beautiful spirits that God has ever created. And do I show up and look at him with gratitude often? No. I oftentimes show up as a busy person that needs to get a lot of things done, and he helps me get a lot of things done. So I give him a big long list, and then when he leaves a cooler out that he hasn't cleaned out from our camping trip 2 weeks ago, and I have asked him 3 times to do it, that's all I focus on. But I want to make a mind shift of being mindful that God has answered my prayer of giving me a spouse that's perfect for me. And I'm going to be present with him and show him gratitude as much as I can. If you see me not doing that, send me a text message and remind me to be still and know that He is God. Because I prayed for my husband, and that is an answered prayer. My children are an answered prayer. I have so many things to be grateful for, and I live my life in a space that isn't grateful. So let's work together and remind each other to notice God in the present moment. Connect with God in the present moment, not just on a Sunday in a church pew, but every day, all day. So, with that being said, we are going to be still in our bodies, be grateful for the bodies that we were given. They are definitely probably worn down by something that we've done in life, but I am calling you in this practice to feel the things that do feel good. You can notice the things that don't feel good, but really lean into and feel what does feel good. So we're going to come lying on our back. Bring your knees into your chest and just begin to rock from side to side. And then bring your feet to the sky and rock from side to side. And then bring your knees back, your feet back down. And you're going to begin to move your knees in a circle. You're just investigating. How do your shoulder blades feel today? Are your hips working? Your knees working? Just grateful that you can bend. We're not worried about flexibility or how far you are from touching your toes. We're just coming into our bodies, present in our bodies. Stretching your arms up overhead, bring the soles of your feet to your mat, knees come in towards each other, pausing here. Just feeling your fingers, your toes, abdomen, and breath. Inhaling and exhaling through your nose. Breath being the first gift that you get when you come out of the womb and into this world. Bring your knees apart and then begin to windshield wiper your knees from side to side. So that just means let them sway to the right and then to the left together. They're separate, but they're moving to the same direction. Be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46:10. I just am so obsessed. I have to keep sharing it with you all. Let your knees fall to the right. Pausing here. Bring your soles of your feet back to the mat. Windshield wiper from side to side. And then when your knees come to the other direction, letting them fall to the other side. Maybe the left. Bring your knees back up, your knees into your chest, and then bring your hands behind your knees and begin to rock forward and back. The next time you come up, right, I want you to pause. If it's a little tricky on your tailbone here, you can bring your hands back And then begin to move your legs. This is called toddler wobble. And then if you want to incorporate your arms, you can do that. You're just moving in any direction. There's zero correct way to do this. It just brings in your entire core, from toe all the way to finger. And then you're going to rock forward. I'll scoot back a little bit. You can do the same. Arms come up to the sky, and then rock forward into a forward fold. Bring your shoulders over your hips, rolling up one vertebrae at a time. We're going to use that same sneaky technique where we go really slow to the side, and then bring your hands down, coming to hands and knees. Move your hips from side to side, and then open to cow. So you're going to start with your tailbone opening, head comes last. Start with your tailbone, arching your back, coming to cat, and then open to cow, head coming last. Tuck your tailbone, coming into cat, opening, coming to cow. Tuck your toes, and we're gonna move our feet. We're gonna become bouncy here. So then I'm gonna tuck this necklace to the side. You're gonna raise your right hand, left foot, and then left hand, right foot, and switch, and switch, and switch, and switch, switch. You're like a tiger walking through the jungles of India. All right, get bouncy, both hands down, both feet down. Walk your hands towards your feet, coming into a squat. And there, if that's too much for you, you can be up here. Your feet don't need to be down, or they can be down. Wherever you're at, you're gonna rock from side to side. And then pausing in the middle, you're gonna begin to pick yourself up, and we're gonna push through our feet, coming to standing. Arms come up, grab your right wrist and lean to the left. Inhale and exhale through your nose. Bend your knees. Continue to rotate to the left. Forward fold. Turn your feet out. Come back to squat. Rock from side to side. If you're looking for a cool Sanskrit word, this is called malasana. Push through your feet to standing. Turn your feet in. Grab your left wrist and lean to the right. Breathing into your side rib cage. Bend your knees, rotating to the right. Forward fold. Turn your feet out. Come to squat. Rock from side to side. And then push through your feet. Come to standing. I want you to come up onto your tiptoes. You don't have to come high. Coming into mountain pose. Standing tall. And then rock from side to side. Come back to standing. I really encourage you to wobble. The wobble is great. And then begin to bend your knees. Bring your hands down in front of you. Push back to downward facing dog. Come up to your tiptoes. Bend your knees. Rock forward. You might want to step your feet in a little bit. And then you're going to pick up your right hand, left foot, left hand, right foot. Right hand, left foot, left hand, right foot. Right hand, left foot, left hand, right foot. Continue to switch from side to side, going to the jungles of India. Breathing through your nose. And then become bouncy, down onto your knees, push back to child's pose. Be still and know that I am God. Feeling your breath. Inhaling and exhaling through your nose. Giving your body gratitude for movement. It doesn't matter what the movement looks like, just being present in your body. Rolling up one vertebrae at a time, bring your shoulders over your hips. Pausing here for a moment, sitting on the backs of your feet. You can lean forward onto your hands if it's too much for your feet. Pausing here, closing your eyes, becoming aware of the sensation in your feet, your calves, your knees, and your hips. It might be kind of intense, but being present in that opening of your ankles. And then coming to seated position. We are going to meditate on be still and know that I am God. So the premise of this verse is being present with God now. And knowing that He is God, He is with you all hours of the day, not just on Sundays when you sit in that pew. So coming into that presence, being still with Him, closing your eyes, finding your breath, just noticing your breath. You don't have to do any certain kind of breath, just being still, being present, being with God. I'm going to start you through your meditation, and then you will begin to meditate on your own. Feel free to weave in prayer as you meditate, and I will bring you back after about 3 minutes. Be still and know that I am God. 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 Begin to meditate on your own. Be still and know that I am God. Bring your hands to prayer, keeping your eyes closed. Jesus, we come to you with restlessness. We come to you with a to-do list that's never ending. There's so much to do in a day. Can you please help us decide what's important, what matters, and most of all, help us be still. Help us be with you. Help us know that you are the most important and put you number one on our list every day, not just on Sundays, every day. In your holy name, amen. Peace be with you all.